On brand for Laser Dragon.
All right, bro, whenever you're ready.
We are recording now then?
We are good to go.
Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to CoJ Roleplaying. Tonight, I am starting a game of Blades in the Dark that we'll be running for a few weeks with, in conjunction with the CoJBlankbodies crew. And so my name is Steve. I will be running story this evening, and tonight I've got Goose.
Evening, all.
I've got Eric.
Good evening.
And as usual, I've got Mark.
Hey, hey.
And then I'm going to send it over to Hunter from CoJBlankbodies, and he can introduce his group and his podcast, and then we can get into the story.
Thanks. Like he said, I'm Hunter from CoJBlankbodies. We generally do Vampire the Masquerade and specifically V5 stuff. We just did a little crossover game on our show with them of V5. And we've got John.
Hey, what's up?
And we've got James.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah. So we're going to be joining them tonight for Blades in the Dark.
Fantastic. The vampire game you guys ran was super fun to play, and I'm hoping you guys have as much fun playing this.
Hopefully.
I'm sure we will.
Okay, so I'm going to dive into a little bit of an intro of the world, just so our listeners and our players can have a little bit more of a a background to what's actually happening. So welcome to the haunted city of Duskfall. It is located in the Shattered Isles, and roughly 150 years in the past, there was some form of cataclysm that shattered the sun and broke the boundary between life and death. The whole world is a blasted deadlands. There is no daylight other than a brief period at what would normally be sunup, where the sky glows a faint purple, and at sundown when the sky glows a faint green. Alien stars and constellations have appeared in the deep, black, inky waters of the ocean, and demons and monsters and ghosts run rampant throughout the lands. Over years, the people of the Shattered Isles had learned how to harness Leviathan blood. Leviathans are monsters in the ocean. And mix it with ghostly ectoplasm to make electroplasm, which they use to power their various steampunky contraptions and whatnot. They also run the barrier fences around the cities, which keeps the majority of the ghosts and demons and whatnot out. That is not to say that some don't get in. It is a dangerous world. So we'll flash forward to the present day. Duskfall is a city that is, on its surface, ruled as you would assume any city is ruled. You have a ruling council made up of nobility. You have police force. They're called the Blue Jackets. And then there's crime. The criminal underworld of Duskfall is vast and has a lot more actual control over the way the city operates than the nobility would like to openly admit. The underworld is currently in a silent war with itself. There there was once a semblance of peace, but as there were some events that happened that have shattered that peace, and the war, all of the gangs are effectively trying to wrestle their way to the top of the pile and take over the city as top dog. But that's not the story we're telling tonight. Tonight, we're going to go back 10 years to the moment that was the catalyst to this war starting. And we are going to zoom in on a bar, the Silver Chalice. It is in the docks region of the city of Duskwall, and it is, for a bar, an establishment with a name like the Silver Chalice, you would expect some form of pomp and flair. This is not that bar. This is a seedy hole in the ground, and it is a known safe haven for the crews that operate in the docks region. Any gang that works in the docks, whether you like them or hate them, they can all gather in the Silver Chalice, and it's an enforced peace zone. So there is no fighting between gangs. All of our all these gangs, there are 10 present this evening, have been called here by Baron Kellis. Baron Kellis is a well-known patron of various gangs. He, in his day-to-day life, he runs a Leviathan hunting company, but it is a sort of well-known secret that he also has very much influence with the underworld, particularly in the docks region. So I'm going to let Mark take over now and introduce the CoJ Roleplaying's gang, and then I'm going to get everybody to introduce their characters and give a description of what they look like.
All right. CoJ Roleplaying's. Oh, I hear an echo.
Yep, you got an echo somewhere.
I'm not hearing any echo.
Well, when Mark
No.
talks.
Yeah, when I was speaking, it was. I don't hear it now, though.
Yeah, oddly enough.
All right. CoJ Roleplaying's gang is called the Ghostbuggers, composed of me as Jerusalem. We have Rubble, played by Eric, and Cockroach, played by Goose. And our gang concept is that we solve ghost problems. Of course, they're ghost problems that we've secretly introduced previously. So that's our scam. We get places haunted and then unhaunt them. And so my character, Jerusalem, he's tall, gaunt, bald, wears leathers. He's from Akoros, background in a bit of law.
All right. I am playing Rubble. He is also from Akoros. He is a stout man, wears a heavy jacket. He's got scars and burns on his hands from the work that he does. He had a former background in the military, being a sapper and saboteur.
And Cockroach is a 15-year-old wiry, medium height boy who was a slave and sold to do second story work. He is also from Akros, and doesn't know much about his history up anything before being sold into Deskro.
Okay, and Blankbodies, Hunter.
Yes, the Blankbodies gang is the followers of Iqthua. I believe. Did I pronounce that properly, Skipper?
Yeah,
Yep.
Iqthwa.
Iqthua. Yes.
I'm not going to lie. I was waiting until you said it before I.
I mean, it's Lovecraft inspired. You have to hear it because you have no idea how you're supposed to say it.
No, trust me, it was the exact same thing I did where I was like, I don't know what John's doing, but all right, let's go. Like,
But,
you just came so hard in on that god.
He'd written that god for a song for a band we used to be in, so
Yep.
he was ready.
Ah, that makes more sense.
But he is a slumbering god at the bottom of the ocean, and he is all-knowing and all-seeing. But I am playing Ragnar Crane, older gentleman, long white hair, bushy brows, pale skin. And then I'll let you guys introduce your characters.
Yep.
So I am playing Father Pathos. He is from Ticheros. He has a military background. He's about 7'2" and built like a strong man. He's just a massive human being. His skin is kind of a light bluish gray. He's bald. He almost never wears a shirt, but he is just covered in different types of scarification, whether it's from a fight or from like, oh, I earned this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's Father Pathos.
And I'm playing Iberos, otherwise known as Strix. He's a very tall, lithe gentleman, wreathed in a robe of vestments and what from the god. He's got a mask on naturally, but under it you would see that his top hair and eyebrows has been replaced, or at least being from Takiros, is black and purple feathers. Two of the large ones on the top of his head are articulate to his moods. You catch him to get attention, he will articulate as he feels. He's a pretty lithe guy, just a little bit taller than John's big boy over there. Just a little bit, but definitely not as built. Like a strong wind will just major difference.
Okay, amazing. So your gangs have been included in the been given the invite, as well as the other 8 that are in this bar at the moment.
A bit.
You've been summoned by Baron Kellis, and he is standing on the stage, and he is speaking to the crowd. So I've brought you all here for a very specific reason. The Count Kalver has pissed me off. And I want to hire all of you to destroy him as wholly and completely as you can. The hitch is, I want no harm to come to the Count. His family, whatever. But the Count himself, I want him to see his downfall from the moment it starts to the moment it is finished. You will have, let's say, I would like everything wrapped up in 2 months' time. And whichever group of you does the most damage will be given a formal patronage by me, and I will assist with your endeavors in the future. Also, whatever you take, you keep. And then he turns and walks out of the bar.
Yes.
So I'm going to begin. Oh, John?
Oh, go ahead. I'll wait till you tell me what's going on here because I have an
Actually,
idea.
John, so Father Pathos. Is Father Pathos the leader of your cult? Or do you have a leader? You just sort of do.
I wouldn't necessarily say we have a leader.
Okay.
He definitely is probably one of the more like boisterous of the cult. He likes to tell people about things.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that Strix over here was probably the lead priest, but not. He doesn't look at it as yes, I'm in charge. It's just like, no, I'm just the one who preaches the word.
Okay. So I was going to say I'm going to throw to the blank bodies, and we'll start with you guys, and you guys can do. Right now, it's considered the free play section. So gathering information, sending out your guys, like doing all of that. Time works really differently in Blades. It's not like we don't play the week leading up to the heist. We jump in immediately at the first obstacle with the heist. So you can give me like very brief ideas of what it is you want to do, and then we'll deal with the minutia later through flashbacks or whatever we need to do. So, blank bodies, is there any ideas you have that you want to check out? I forgot to mention during my story, the Count is a known commodity. Everybody kind of knows who he is. He's owns most of the shipping docks. He's rumored to be heavily interested in smuggling, or have heavy vested interest in smuggling. It is also rumored around the city that him and his household do worship a opposing god to what you guys follow. So
That can change.
but blank bodies, what kind of thing do you want to, or things do you want to do to set up your first scheme? And feel free to ask any questions you want.
I have a question. Can
Yes.
our first scheme start with a flashback? Is that something we can do, or do we need to do that later?
So
Because
the way the flashbacks work is they're a mechanic that is designed to make a task easier.
okay.
So if
just
you're,
I tell you
like,
the goal that we want, and then we go
you tell
from
me
there.
the goal, and then I'll make a roll to see how you start. And if you start in a desperate position, you could say, okay, I want to do a flashback, and this is how I'm going to circumvent that easier.
Okay.
So
Cool.
your flashback will make whatever the roll you have to roll, or the action roll you have to roll, it'll make that action easier for you to accomplish.
Cool. So in that case, the goal that at least I, as Father Pathos, has here is I would like to be able to confidently say, as we're walking out the door, that some of the more important prized ships that are on his dockyard are currently on fire. Using our God of Sight, I would like to kind of know what this meeting might have been about, and so we can then have a jump on it, essentially.
Whether that may have been godly or research.
Or research, yeah. We have a spy friend.
Yep, we have spy friends and whatnot to be like, yes, divine right. Totally not a spy. Not a spy.
So I just did a fortune roll.
Okay.
And I rolled a critical. So, yep. Goose?
Somebody's rubbing against their mic, and it's drowning out a lot of.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was moving some paper sheets. That was probably me.
Okay.
Well, give it a second. Readjust your sheets and then.
Yeah.
Do we have to redo something?
Go back, to burning ships.
Oh, burning ships? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, we'd like to be able to confidently say that as Father Pathos walks out of the meeting, he'd like to be able to turn and announce that several prominent ships that are docked on his dockyards are currently on fire, whether that's through research or consulting our god to kind of know what the meeting was about before we came in.
Okay.
Divine providence or spy.
So I rolled a fortune roll, and I rolled 2 6s, which is a critical. So yes, you did get some form of divine vision. You love these things, and secretly at sometimes hate these things. They leave you a little messed up for a couple of hours. But okay, so you know what? We're gonna start with your heist then, and your heist effectively is a flashback because your god intervened and was like, "Hey, this is a thing you're gonna want to do."
Cool.
Okay, so
Divine sacrament. All around, brothers.
Yes.
because
Good. Who wants the fungus?
Okay, because of your thing, I'm gonna give 4 dice. And nice. Okay, so we're gonna start you guys off. You have been given a vision from your god that certain ships in the dockyard need to be destroyed in some manner. Is there any particular tack you want to take to start this job? Are you going to try and walk in and finesse and bribe the dock workers to let you do stuff? Are you going to skulk around and try and sneak in and get the job done that way? Or are you going to run in and just bash the shit out of anything that gets in your way and destroy ships?
I mean, I know what Pathos wants to do, but
I have
the
an
rest
idea.
of the gang can be consulted.
I have an idea that might work. If
Okay.
we need to distract people on the dock, I could just try to convert everyone on the dock.
So you want to start like preaching
Yep.
while we kind of muscle our way to the
Nobody's
boat?
going to look at you psychopaths destroying everything if I am preaching.
Okay.
Okay, so then I guess...
I'm not going to lie. Strix is a little bit of afraid of Father. Just a little bit. That guy's... he's intense.
Okay, so
I know we're all crazy. That one. Oh, no. He's scared.
Strix is going to start your action. He's going to roll your action die then.
Yep.
He's going to lead the scene.
Okay.
So effectively, the action die is you're rolling for your success, but you're also rolling for what NPCs and other people are doing in reaction to.
Okay.
So there's not as much. The action die effectively solves a scene.
Okay. All right.
So are you going to use? You're going to try and convert people in the group.
Yep.
I assume you're going to use resolve, and it's either going to be your command or sway, or if you can come up with another attribute and a way that you want to use that attribute to do it, that's fine. You get to pick whatever attribute rating you want to use.
I think I'm going to try to go for my study because I think that's the reason why Strix has joined this cult, because he found the literature on this and he's like, wait, nope.
Okay.
Our fish god saw this coming.
All right, you're going to use study then?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So your action roll will be if are any of the other guys, like Father Pathos or Ragnar, are you assisting in any way, shape, or form, or is he on his own and you guys are going to go wreck shit?
See, I can help. I can either help preach or help wreck shit. Either way, I do have some dots in sway.
I would say hang out there, preach along, and then Pathos will go and wreck shit with our gang of thugs.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're assisting, it'll be +1 die to the roll.
Okay.
You also have the option at any point in time anytime you have to roll dice, you have the option to push yourself, which is you take 2 stress and you get an extra die.
Okay.
Or you can ask me for a devil's bargain.
I'm pretty set. I'm just having a little trouble finding the resolve on the sheet because, the optics on this mask kind of suck.
Oh.
That's the...
Resolve is the last attribute or last category.
Okay. I think I've got how that works. Okay, yeah. And then it's pick a die, not the total of the die, correct?
No, it's your highest die. Unless you roll 2 6s, then it's a critical.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 2 6s.
Nice. Okay. So you walk up with your holy books and writings, and you start spouting your rhetoric, and you get like all of the dock workers come over. They're like, whoa, huh, what? So you can tell some of them are just like, well, everybody else is going, I'm going to take a break too.
Yeah. Every break.
You do have quite a few people seem to be very interested in what you are saying about Iqthua. And Father Ragnar is off to the side throwing in the odd, yeah, hallelujah, helping you kind of stir up the crowd.
Praise him.
But you have their attention completely wrapped up.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to move to Father Pathos. So your distraction is happening. You have moved into position near the first ship that you have to deal with.
Cool. Are the ships all probably manned currently?
Because of the success of your distraction, it is a skeleton crew on each ship.
Okay, cool. So Father Pathos will turn and look at the group of thugs that are with him. He will address them, kind of stand, put his arms out grandly. Essentially just, my brothers and sisters, move on. I will take this first ship myself. Iqthua looks after us. And he turns and he starts to walk up the gangplank just by himself.
Okay. So Okay, so you walk up the gangplank. There's
He's not trying to like be sneaky. I mean, there's no chance he can be sneaky, but
one guy is like, "Hey, what are you doing? Get off our ship!"
okay.
And some guys start walking towards you.
Cool. I will stand kind of at the edge of the gangplank and let them approach. And the guy that said something to me, I'd like to just kick him in the chest, like piston kick. Preferably hard enough to like push him back into the mast. That's probably kind of in the center of the ship, I would assume.
Okay.
And then he's just gonna kind of reach back and grab. I guess I should click on my load here. He's carrying a normal load, and he pulls what looks like as part of a set, but it's a small buckler. I mean, it's maybe on a normal human, it's maybe like a small shield, but because he's just massive, it fits him kind of like a small buckler. And then he's just going to stand there in like a fighting position. He just kind of looks at him and maybe with an intimidate, I don't know, says, this is our ship now.
Okay, so I'm going to make you do an action roll to see how this plays out.
Let's do it.
What are you trying to physically, like, when you kick him, are you trying to hurt him and then intimidate the crew? Or
yeah, if he could, like, break his sternum with a piston kick, that's what he's going for.
Okay, so what attribute are you thinking?
Wreck.
Perfect. That's what I was thinking as well.
All right.
Yep.
I'm going to say this is probably controlled situation, and I'm going to say standard effect. So I'll get you to roll your wreck dice.
Okay.
Plus, if you want, you can push yourself to add a die.
Well, if I want to push myself, can I use my not to be trifled with and just have like a force of physical strength? As an example, it says that I could tackle a moving horse.
Yeah. What class are you, or
I'm a cutter.
Are you? Cutter?
Yeah.
Yep. So you will get, if you spend the 2 stress to push yourself, you will get 1 additional die plus the effect of what you're doing is going to be
Intense.
Much more intense.
Okay. Cool. Here we go. I'm going to do that, by the way. So I'll take the 2 stress. Yeah. I got a 5.
You got a 5. Okay, so you walk up and you kick him in the chest, and he does indeed fly back to smash into the mast. The force of your kick actually cracks the mast, but you also see that all of the other crewmates are not particularly intimidated, and they are coming at you.
Cool. I'll take that buckler out. He's also going to reach to his back and pull out the second part of this set. It's a kind of a question mark shaped sword. If someone were familiar with the weapon, it's a Kopesh. And he gets in like the standard fighting stance. And he starts to kind of giggle as like he gets kind of pumped up for the fight, you know.
Okay. Okay, so where is it? I'm going to pause blank bodies at the beginning of the fight.
Cool.
And I'm going to switch to CoJ, to the Ghostbuggers.
To the Ghostbuggers.
And so you've just been given this job. The Baron has left the building. What's your thoughts?
Well, we've already got a bit of an angle we want to work. We figure, or we've been watching. We know about this Baron. We know that his men have been taking a bunch of stuff to a place, but when they leave, they don't have any more stuff. So we figure it's a drop-off or something. Either it's something he's hoarding or for sales he's making or something like that. And so we're going to break in and loot it. But we know that it's magically protected. So we're going to need to engage the services of a whisper to help us out.
All right.
So we've been working on that. I think the plan is to have Cockroach stalk a couple of whispers, see who's got the skills to help us, got the inclination to help us, that kind of thing. And then if that works, and then if we find who, I'll maybe use my consort skill to try and engage them, because we've been hiring whispers for other things. And if that doesn't work, Rubble's going to murder their families.
Hell yeah.
It
Threaten
seems
Red,
like
right?
a decent operation. New goal, also convert them.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's going to start this? And what specifically are you doing?
I think we need to know what Cockroach has found.
Okay,
Cockroach is muted.
you're
though.
on mute.
Okay.
Normally that's me.
Yeah, normally it is you, but now you're the storyteller.
It's true.
Cockroach is going to go stalking where he knows where the best whisperers are.
Okay.
Got to bring up his sheet real quick. Because of the line of business that the Ghostbuster buggers
Whoa.
are in, Ghostbuggers are in, he knows where to go and look. And for me to stalk out, which would be best fit for us, will I need the roll of prowl or survey?
See, that depends on what you wanted. It depends on how you want to go about the task. You get to decide what attribute you're going to use. I think if you're... So effectively, you're finding the people. You're getting a good, there they're at. Right?
Yeah.
So I think either prowl or survey could work. So yeah, I would take either one of those.
Okay, I'll roll prowl. And I got a 6 and a 2.
Okay, so you found a few of the whispers that you've used in the past, and they seem to be happy with the arrangements that you have come up with in the past. So you found them. You know where they're at.
All right.
And none of them seem to be overly busy at the moment. So
Perfect. I will confront them. I'll at least confront one of them.
okay.
Hey. Psst. We got another job for you.
Master Cockroach. What is it this time?
We got a score. We just need to get into a place that seems to be covered in ghosts.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can help you with that. May I ask who the job is against?
The Count.
Fair.
Count Kalver.
The Count Kalver.
Oh.
Yeah, it's it's a high-end job. That's why we.
That's an expensive job.
Yeah. Yes, it is, and we understand that.
I'll do it, but I want half. Half of what you find in there.
You know what? Okay. I think we can do that.
Well, you tell me when to be where I need to be, and I will do what I can to deal with your spirits.
Half an hour, maybe, if you can, and
Okay.
and I'll give him the location on where we need him, and then I'll head back to our rail car.
Okay. So Cockroach gets back to the rail car, and he tells you how the meeting went.
Hey, boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found our guy. Unfortunately, he's asking for a little bit more than usual, only because of the target.
Why'd you tell him who the target was?
Well, he really wanted to know, and I didn't want him to end up being, oh shit, while he's doing the job.
I guess. You sure he's the one?
Oh, he's the one. We used him before. He's good.
Okay. Well, did you set a time with him?
Yeah, he should be there in about 20 minutes.
And the drop's pretty quiet right now, other than the fields?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I guess we should get ready and go meet him.
All right.
Okay. So you've left your base of operations. You have traveled across town or across the district to the Count's residence. It is a large mansion with a walled-in grounds. It's a fairly sizable chunk of property. He's fairly wealthy, and Duskball is a very crowded place, but certain nobility have retained large chunks of property that they've walled in and kept peaceful. So you are at the wall leading to get into the property where you believe this vault is. How would you like to circumvent the wall? Are they going to climb over?
Quick question.
Yeah.
How does loads work?
So load, when you go on job, you pick the size of load that you want to bring. So if you're taking a heavy load, you are going to move slower. You are going to be, I will put negatives. I should have asked actually what kind of load you guys are carrying. Because if you take a heavy load, you get more stuff.
I'm getting, I think, a fan noise.
Oh, no, it's my fucking speakers.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought it was
muted
running
myself,
water.
So
Give me 1 second. Come on.
there's no fan noise coming off mine, is there? Because there is a fan in the background. But I did have myself muted.
I just picked it up now.
Okay. Also, because they're doing it, John, I will send you a description of the alchemy recipe that me and Steve came up with. Again, it's fungal in nature.
Cool. That's perfect. Lines up
But yeah,
exactly
just-
with what he was thinking.
Oh, I know.
What I was
Like
thinking.
literally, like Steve got that on his own. Like
Cool.
it was just like, hey, I have this thing. Let's do this. And he's like, this sounds like what you want. Good, good. And I'm like, yes. I'll send that to you on the message.
Yeah.
Better?
I mean, Father Pathos probably looks at this like holy sacrament, so it's probably something you give him multiple times a day.
And go back top of explaining load.
Okay, so
Okay, go.
okay, so the way that load works is you pick you've got a light load, a standard load, or heavy, I believe.
Yeah.
If you take a heavy load, you have the ability to use more shit. But if you're doing something, like if you decide you've got a heavy load and you want to climb that wall, I'm probably going to give you some form of disadvantage because you're trying to climb a wall carrying 200 pounds of shit. If you take a standard load, there's no benefit, there's no downfall. If you take a light load, certain actions, I may give you a bonus, like an extra die or something, because you have the ability to move quicker because you're carrying less stuff. At no point in time do you don't have to pre-pick the items that you're carrying. You just have, so if you take a normal load, you've got 5 slots.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of doing.
As you need stuff, you go through your list, and these are the things that you have. Each class has specific things that they can carry. And then there's standard stuff. Anything else, like if it's not on the list, you ask me what it is, and I'll tell you. It'll either be 0 slots, 1 slot, or 2 slots. So
Perfect.
if you're carrying a halberd, it's 2 load. If you're carrying a key, it's 0 because it's a key, right? So
how would you like me to mark the Khopesh and buckler?
I would say both would be 1 load each.
Okay, cool. I figured it was like 2 fine hand weapons.
Yeah, effectively, yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, so Jerusalem's got a normal load, and to plan to figure out how we're going to get in, he'll open up his blueprints
Nice.
for 1 load, and we'll check out service corridors, sewage corridors, gates. We'll sort of see where the side gates or underground gates are, so we can scout out a place where we can have Rubble knock out as few a guard as possible, and send the Cucaracha and the Whisper in.
Okay, so I'm going to get you to roll to see how well you get this sorted out. I think you're probably going to be using either study or survey.
I've got 2 in survey. So I can go for that if you like.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. And is anybody assisting in going over the plans? And
I'll assist. I have 1 in survey.
okay, so you get your survey plus 1d, and you can push yourself if you want another extra die.
Do I decide that before I do it?
Bargain.
Do I decide before I roll, or can I decide after?
No, you have to decide before you roll if you want to push yourself.
I think 3 dice is probably good.
Yeah.
I got 2 4s and a 1.
So
Okay.
4 is your success level.
Yeah, I got a success, but it's not perfect.
Okay, so you're the best blueprints you could find were a little bit dated. Like, it looks like that wall has been pushed out a little bit, and it's not, what you're looking at in the blueprints isn't quite matching what you're seeing at sight, but you have a feeling that that's the best place to bring down the wall and cause the least amount of ruckus.
Okay.
Quick question: do we not want to climb over the wall?
Well, that's why we're studying the blueprints to figure out what's going to be the less damage, less attracting attention way to get in.
Okay, so yeah, still the same thing. You figure out like this area is the best. That's your best point of entrance. Whether you take down the wall or climb over it, this area is far enough away from the important stuff on the grounds. Like there's a little forest that you can see on the other side of the wall. You assume it's safe to assume that this area is patrolled by guards less than anywhere else.
Right. So we can have rubble sap the wall and collapse a little bit, so we can just walk through and run out.
Yep. Or you could climb the wall.
Jerusalem's not really a climber or a doer.
Fair enough.
Okay. Then I will wreck my way through this wall, and I will be using my saboteur skill. So when I use my wreck, it is much quieter than it should be. The damage is hidden from casual inspection.
Excellent.
But I got a 2 and a 3.
Okay.
Sailboat.
Yeah.
So that sounds like one of those devil's bargain moments, maybe. Maybe just probably a good idea.
Yeah.
So I'm going to. All right. So you have failed your roll.
Yeah.
I'm going to provide you with the ability to roll one more die with the Devil's Bargain. Effectively, what the Devil's Bargain does is you get an extra die, but there's going to be something happens at a later time. This is the Devil's Bargain that I'm offering you now. Sometimes the drawback is instant. Sometimes it's I'll tick a clock to alert guards or whatever. What I'm offering you right now is you can have the die, and something is going to negatively happen like at a time while you're doing this heist.
Okay.
So you got that little, it's the slap bet. You got that slap waiting in the wings.
Oh no,
Or-
Thanksgiving!
Or if you can come up with a flashback, now is a good opportunity to use a flashback to, you can effectively flashback. You will still have failed this roll because you cannot use a flashback to change the effect that you roll. But you can use a flashback to set up a contingency in case something doesn't go right. So you can either roll one more die and hope you succeed, or you can set up yourself with okay, so while I was doing this, I came by, like, I was looking over the plans last week, and I thought, if I just do this here, then if this doesn't work, we have this. It's going to be uncomfortable, but we can do it, kind of deal.
All right. The only uncomfortable thing I think we could do to get in that would be uncomfortable would be to crawl through a sewer. But, not like a rainwater sewer, like a sewage sewer.
Like they're different in this town.
Yeah, that's really true.
The dreaded sewer level.
So we could
Oh,
try
no.
going through the.
Has sewage water. The other one has corpses and ghosts.
Fair point there.
So that's your flashback then? You
Well, it's
studied-
either we flash back to that, or I go for this extra die and we have a potential negative consequence.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Want the flashback or the mystery box?
Mystery box. Let's go with mystery box. It's more fun.
Right.
Come on, 6. That's another 3. Fuck.
Ah!
So I'm guessing this wall's falling on me or something.
Making a hell of a lot of noise.
You you know your craft. You set up your charges. You get it all ready to go to quietly bust out the grout in the wall, so you can just sort of push out some bricks. Is what you were trying to do. You did your math wrong, and there's a loud bang, and it's loud. You're like, holy shit, that's not normally how that goes. But you didn't really damage the wall enough to do anything, but you created a lot of noise.
Fuck. We need a plan B, boys. This is going to be crawling in guards no time.
Sounds like we're taking the dirt road.
I am going to actually no. So what is your next move?
Hasty
I think
retreat.
we're walking away.
Yeah. I think we're walking away from this position.
You're gonna walk
Gotta
away.
find- Got to find another way in.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you guys think about what you're gonna do to get into the grounds. I'm gonna switch back to the fight on deck, and then I think once we've finished this next scene, I think we're going to probably be at time to cut for episode 1, I believe.
I've got a quick question for you, Steve, because Father Pathos brought up a good thing. I just want to swing this by you. With that alchemical potion that I've made, can I distill that into both a liquid form and an aerosol form? Because Pathos likes to snort, but I also like the ability to inject.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
you
that
can
the
refine
method
it
of
into. You
Yeah.
can refine it into whatever
either
means
or.
of
Yeah.
transmission you wish.
I was just making sure. I was pretty sure I was reading the rules correctly, that it was perfectly fine if it was an aerosol or a liquid. Huh.
Okay, so we are on deck of the ship. There are probably 7 tough-looking sailor guys walking towards you, really upset that you kicked their buddy into the mast, really upset that you cracked their mast. Now they got to get a new mast.
Now they got to get a new boat. You
that's a
just
lot of-
wait, guys.
That's a lot of money and time and work that goes into putting one of them in one of these things. So they're not overly happy with you right now.
That's okay. He's fine with that.
As somebody who understands the effects of how long that will take via playing 7th Sea, that's a long repair. That is, God, that's so long.
Good.
So long.
Good.
Which, speaking of, before you get all murder hobo over there, do you either want to do a flashback to being drugged, or would you like me to long-range dart your ass?
Oh, well, you're preaching right now. If you
say,
can,
I can-
Mid-preach, just...
I can step up and try and take over preaching if you want to.
Okay, so as I see
kinda
them
wanna
kind of start to
start-
circle me, I just want to look over my shoulder to them preaching, and he's just going to shout, "Brother Strix, I need the sacrament!" And he takes a couple steps into the in toward the people. Then
Okay. So I'm going to get 2 action rolls from you. One is going to be from Strix
Yeah.
to administer the dose. So
I think I recall reading it. It was 2 plus my tinker roll.
yes.
Okay, that's only 1 6 this time.
Still a success. You
Yep.
feel the familiar pinch of being dosed with the sacrament.
Cool.
Healing juice.
So you, within a second, you feel the effects. You can see the effects as ghostly tendrils start writhing around your arms and legs and moving with you. And
Strix is
So-
definitely backing the fuck off after that. Just like, and I'm pretty and very breakable.
and now I'm away.
Yeah,
Okay.
Back to preaching. Ears
So-
down.
You, I'm assuming, are going to be making a rec roll, and you're just going to try and tear through these guys, but I want you to tell me, in your words, exactly what it is your next move is.
Pretty much that. Iqthwa, the vision that he interpreted is there is nothing left of the ship except what might be still smoldering at the bottom of the ocean as a devotion to her. So yeah, he's just going to try to kind of cut his way through. The Khopesh is used. It's very pretty if it weren't for the fact that like it dismembers things. You know what I mean? The movements are like smooth. He's punching people with like the buckler, trying to break bits. Oh man, I'm trying to think of a good example of an image to use. But yeah, it's not a good time to look at. We'll say that.
Okay. So I'm going to get you to do your rec roll.
Okay.
And you are going to have 2 extra dice due to the alchemical stew that is floating around in your veins.
Cool. 2 6s.
Excellent.
Yes.
So,
2 6s, a 2, and a 1. So like.
Everybody-
ooh, I made a good choice.
Anybody that is watching or sees this fight happening,
I will.
every time you strike, all the ghostly tendrils that are kind of writhing around you kind of snap into that impact point, and your blade is going through guys like they are made of butter.
I will actually take this point to go back to the preaching and just be like, look, this is the strength of Iqthua. Look at her divine vision, her strength. Look what she provides.
So, yes, you get through the individuals on the deck in 0 time. Also, the sailors now seeing that their ship has been boarded and violence is taking place. The absolute devastation you are wreaking on deck, not one of them has any interest in cutting their break short, let's say.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So yeah, you've cleared the deck. The ship is open and
Essentially my ship now.
yep.
Cool.
So there are 4 ships in this dock. How do you want to deal with this one? Do you have a plan to cascade destroy them all at the same time? What do
So
you want to do?
I mean, I don't know what's on the ships necessarily right now, I would assume.
No, you have no idea what's
All
in
I
them.
know is it's these specific ships that need to get fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
How far away is the closest ship?
Okay, so the ship that you're on and the next one in line are actually fairly close together.
Okay, cool.
But then there's a dock. So the dock is around. There's dock, boat, dock, boat. So these two boats are probably within 6 feet of each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fairly tight dock.
Okay.
The next, and then the dock is, you're looking at about 12 feet to the next boat.
Cool.
Maybe more.
Okay. Perfect. That's wonderful. I would now like to go to the mast. And I guess I'll push myself again if I'm allowed to commit a feat of strength to push the mast over onto the ship that's next to it.
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna use some feat of strength for that.
That would be
2 more
wreck
stress.
as well.
Yeah, wreck.
Yeah, don't forget your bonus dice.
Yep.
Yeah, do I still get my bonus die from the
You
thing?
do. You will have
Okay,
you will
cool.
have your bonus dice until you decide to end this scene, and I'm counting the scene as what you're doing on this ship.
Okay, cool. So my wreck, I got a 6.
Okay. Yeah. You walk over and heave the mast over, and the crossbar. I'm not a sailor. I don't know the technical terms, but the crossbar that holds the sails kind of punches through into the second ship's deck. Okay, and
Now I'd
Yeah,
like to
so
set fire to the ship and walk across the plank, or walk across the mast to the next ship.
okay. All right, so you head over to the next ship. The ship number 2 is abandoned. Everybody that was on deck were not interested in joining the fun, so they ran as they see you walking across from the now starting to come aflame ship behind
Yes.
you. They're like, "Fuck this guy, we're out of here."
Cool. Nice.
Also, you do have your gang of thugs, right?
Yeah.
So at any point in time, if you need to use those or you want to use them, keep that in mind.
Cool.
Okay. I think we're still good for time, right, Goose? Okay. So let's set the stage for the next sequence of events with this shipyard. And let's set the stage for the next sequence of events for CoJ. So in the shipyard, what is it precisely that you are going to be doing now that you've walked to the second deck? And what are your fellow gang members doing at this time?
Well,
The needs for you to continue preaching and distracting is over. You can join the action, or if you're not one to particularly join in the action, what is it you're going to be doing on the side?
Go, Hunter.
so while this is going on, it's kind of helping him preach. But on the other 2 ships, if possible, I would like to use Compel, and I would like to try and get a ghost to possess one of the captains of the other 2 ships.
Okay.
And while he's doing that, because I know how the father does, and I know there's probably just going to be rubble, nothing secured. I'd like to, at least on one of the empty ships, try to either move past the father while he's visiting supreme violence upon the world around him, or the other ship, to see if I can find funds in the captain's quarters, something that we can, leave with, because the Holy Sacrament is not cheap to make.
Mm-hmm.
Pathos sees all of this as an offering to Iqthua, so it should be on the bottom of the ocean. So it's good that you're doing this.
Exactly. He's like, Iqthua would like me to use this to make more holy sacrament.
Okay, I'm going to say, then when we come back to you guys, it'll be, you'll do a survey roll to see if you can find, or survey or hunt, actually, to see what you can find. And Hunter, what are you?
I want to possess one of the captains of the other ships and convince the use him to convince the people on the ship that they are running a fool's errand working on that ship. So I want to turn them against their own boat, basically.
Okay. All right. So you will be rolling. You said consort.
Compel. Yes.
Compel. Okay. And then Father Pathos.
Yes.
What?
Well, the next ship is empty at this point, so I don't really have to worry about like fighting anybody at this point. He will probably go down into this ship because the other two ships he assumes are at least being done something with at this point by either the thugs or his other crewmates. He'd like to go down into the ship and find anything that might be black powder, might be anything blow uppy, and just take his girthiness and just move as much of it as he can to the very bottom of the ship in the very center of the ship. His plan is to blow it up and like Titanic it.
Okay. Okay, so CoJ Roleplaying. What are we doing? Ghostbuggers.
Ghostbuggers have a contingency plan in the form of a flashback.
Okay. Who will be performing the flashback?
The Ghostbuggers.
No, one player, one character.
Cockroach.
Huh?
Cockroach is doing the flashback.
Okay.
We are stalking a groundskeeper to the mansion, getting his routine and finding out what bar he stops at to drink after work.
Okay.
After a week of tailing him, Roach and Jerusalem will accidentally bump into him.
Okay.
And we will have a chat with the gentleman to make it worth his while to keep a back gate unlocked.
All right. You can roll. I'm going to assume you are using Prowl.
Yes.
So, yeah, roll your Prowl with the standard increases and whatnot.
And 1 and a 6.
1 and a 6. Okay. So yeah, you have bumped into the groundskeeper. What's our time like, Goose?
We got 20.
20 minutes left?
Yep.
Okay. So let's finish your flashback. We will deal with boat number 2, and then I'll do the outro.
Can I also say, because I don't have any survey or hunt knacks, can I either use our thugs to help me out or do a flashback to study the manifests of the ship to where potentially goods may be held?
Yes.
Okay.
You can do either or.
Yep.
So if you want to do the flashback, you can get the information yourself and have your thugs do something else.
Yep.
Or you can use your thugs to ransack the ship.
I think I'm going to do the flashback when we come back to us.
Okay. Okay, so you have run into this groundskeeper. He's been into his cups. So what are you saying? I'm assuming Jerusalem is doing the talking this time?
Yeah. Trying to befriend him, trying to, talk about what a great job he does. We want to come take a look, but after hours, come and check out his work, and it'd be really nice if he left a side gate open. We could just swing by, check it out. Be real complimentary. He has no idea. We have nefarious purposes. Is the idea?
Yep. So I'm going to say. So you're trying to sway him. It sounds like.
More consort, right? Not trying to convince him to do something he doesn't want to, but pretend I'm his good buddy.
Okay, then I would say roll your consort action.
Okay. A 4.
Okay. Yeah, he agrees to leave a gate open, but you have to stand as knight. So he wants you to buy him some drinks.
Yeah, that is not a problem. Part of my equipment loadout is a fine bottle of whiskey.
Excellent.
Hell yes.
Yep. So he accepts that. He promises that he will leave this gate open on this section of the wall.
And then I assume after we're done doing our screw up at the blowing the hole in, we'll go to the gate.
Yep.
There you go. You're like, well, the blowing up the wall thing didn't work.
This one's less convenient, right? It's a little more exposed.
Yeah, you gotta walk around. There's alchemical lanterns all over the place. Like you're not gonna get in unnoticed just by the layout. So if you want to get in unnoticed, you're gonna have to work at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will go back to the followers of Iqthua, and we will deal with ship number 2 and various other things.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So let's start with the ransacking.
Okay.
So
we'll do flashback first? Yep.
Yeah, we're going to do your flashback to see what kind of information you got from manifests.
Okay, so I got a 3 and a 6.
Okay, so you know that the ship that Father Pathos is currently ransacking and nobody wants to be anywhere near. That one is transporting some high-end contraband. So there's probably, I would say there's probably 2-3 coin worth of goods on this ship that you could probably get your thugs to quickly take away.
Yep, that's definitely the plan. If Father Pathos seems like he's hell bent on having Iqthua have it all, I will not actually, because I don't want to kill him, but I will dose him a little. Just be like, oh, some more fungus, brother. No, it's fine. You need to re-up. You need to feel the touch. While it's just be like, huh, go boy, go. He's a force of nature. John, your mic's off.
No, I understand. We must provide for ourselves so that we may provide for Iqthua.
And still midway through the provide through Iqthua.
He just... as he has a barrel of black powder and he's just kind of carrying it to the middle of the ship.
I'm not doing that for the mechanical effect. That's just story.
Yep. So, pardon me. So, for Father Pathos, then, I would like you to... what? You are looking through stuff. So I would say hunt or survey would be...
It is most definitely hunt is what I will be rolling, because that is the only insight skill that he has.
Remember, we have acolytes that may help with that.
You do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are they with us? I assume they're with
Yep.
us.
Yep. So
Cool.
you can have your gang of thugs. They can assist you and give you an extra die in hunt.
Yeah, 2 die.
Hell yeah.
I got a 4.
Got a 4. Okay. So yeah, you found a few barrels of black powder to use because they have cannons to defend themselves on the ocean. So yeah, you found some stuff.
Cool.
So you drag it all to the center of the bottom of the ship, I'm assuming.
Mhm. Yep.
And
Pretty much he's doing the movie thing. He probably didn't like uncork it, but just like punched a hole in one of the black powder kegs and just like lined all the way back up to like the gangplank.
okay.
Yeah,
He's doing this
he's
to
just like,
run,
all right.
run.
All the while just shouting
Yes.
nonsense about how, in praise of Iqthwa and all for the goddess.
And with your strange ghostly tendrils, nobody's coming anywhere near you right now.
Cool. All right.
It's for the greater good.
Okay.
Nope,
So-
nope.
So then, you do your thing. You get to the top. You light the thing. All of the loot that you are taking out is taken. You got 3 coin worth of loot, and you blow up the ship, and it is spectacular.
Good.
There is, you can only assume that you missed some barrels of black powder somewhere. Also, You're thinking that there are pots of alchemical oil somewhere on the ship that you guys didn't see, because the bay, the area of the docks that you are in, the water is currently on fire.
Yes. Yes.
And the explosion was also strong enough that the 3rd ship is damaged and sinking now. So you've got 1 ship left to deal with.
Very cool.
And now we're going to deal with the spirit thing.
Yes.
So I'm
Yeah.
going to get you to roll your consort.
Consort. And then I'm going to go ahead and push myself for a second die.
All right.
I got a 5.
Excellent. Okay, so I rolled a fortune roll to see if there were any spirits that you could coax in the area. You lucked out. There is 1.
Okay.
So you get the captain of the. So you want the ghost to possess the captain. For what purpose?
Well, since the other ships are now sinking, I want him to try and convince his men, like, to kind of see the power of Iqthwa and be like, oh no, we should go down with our ship in allegiance to Iqthwa.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yes. So the possession is successful.
Okay.
The captain has started setting up the ship to blow it. The crew are convinced the captain is insane, and one of them is physically trying to stop the captain. The rest are just trying to get the hell off the ship.
Okay.
And yeah, so the in the fight on deck to try and stop the captain, the fire is set, and both the captain and the I assume the first mate, the captain and the one guy that was trying to stop him, end up toppling over the railing and into the burning sea.
All the while back to preaching, just metal.
Okay, and that's where I'm going to end for episode 1. So,
Yo.
so thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We have been CoJ Roleplaying. Tonight, I had Goose.
Good night, all.
I had Mark.
Plan B isn't just for Frosh Week.
And I had Eric.
Good night, everybody.
As per usual, you can find all of our social media stuff at Goose. What's the site?
You want to go visit linktree/CoJ Roleplaying for all our social media. If you want to get us really directly, go to CoJRoleplaying@gmail.com. We also have a Patreon page at patreon.com/CoJ Roleplaying.
All right. And now I'm going to throw it over to Hunter again, and you guys can say goodbye and plug whatever you want to plug.
Yeah, thanks. So, yeah, like he said, I'm Hunter, and we had John.
Mother Iqthwa loves. Mother Iqthwa knows.
And James.
Mother Iqthwa tells me to be afraid constantly.
And we're at Blankbodies on pretty much everything. You can get us at linktree/Blankbodies. We also just launched our Patreon. So if you're interested in that, check us out. We also, like I said, just did our vampire crossover with these guys. So if you want some more of all of us, check that out. And we'll have the links down below. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
It's got to get that frickin' kiss in.